Hi, this is Jay with JLT. Today we're going to go over the install of our JLT cold air intake for the 2015 Mustang GT. For this we're going to need nothing more than some basic hand tools. We got a T20 Torx, we've got a 8mm or 5/16 nut driver, a regular screwdriver, a pair of pliers, a Phillips head, and a 10mm socket ratchet and extension. The first thing you're going to do to remove the stock intake is loosen the clamp at the throttle body with a regular screwdriver. You're going to remove this vacuum line. You're going to push in and pull it out. Same thing here. Push in, pull it out, and you've got a PCV line down here with a gray tang on it. You're going to pull that tang down and pull it off of the intake. This is the sound tube. Brings engine sound into the cabin. Use a pair of pliers. Squeeze the clamp. Pull that off. Unplug your mass air sensor. There's a little tang on the bottom. You're going to pull it out. Squeeze the clip. Pull that off. 10mm ratchet, socket, and extension to loosen the bolt on the airbox. Take this all out as an assembly. You got the wiring harness still attached to the airbox. Pull that out. Lift it out. Use a T20 Torx screwdriver and remove the mass air sensor. From the stock airbox, you're going to remove this rubber locator, the washer, and the grommet for mounting. You're going to install that directly into our heat shield. Grommet and the washer, and this is going to go into the body of the car. Here you can see the inlet coming from the grill. I've removed the piece from the heat shield just to show you. This is going to go forward, meet up with that, and slide over it about 1 inch. It's a friction fit. The kit is able to use the stock sound tube if you wanted to, but it's also available to use without it. It comes with the proper caps and plugs for the tube and for the firewall, so you don't have to use it. We prefer not to use it. It just cleans up the engine compartment. There's a metal clamp holding the connection right in here. You squeeze that clamp, kind of wiggle it around, you can get that loose, and then this is going to come out of there. The rest of this is kind of difficult. You've got a push pin that's holding it in right here. That's easy to remove. Now in the back on the firewall, you're going to have to follow that tube back. There's a 10mm bolt and stud on the firewall. You're going to have to loosen that up, and you can remove the whole piece as a unit. You want to follow this back with your hand, and you'll feel the stud. I'm not going to be able to get it on video, but you can feel the stud back there. You loosen it up. You got to be a contortionist to get to it, so you can decide to leave this if you want, but in order to remove it all, there's a 10mm bolt back there, and then the whole piece comes out. And this is what it looks like. And again, to put the firewall plug in, you have to be a contortionist, but we do include it in the kit if you can get back there. You can see I've got the rubber locator in the apron, and we're going to lower the heat shield down into the car. Line it up in that locator, set your mounting bolt in, and now we're going to connect the fresh air duct. Reach inside here, you can feel the factory one. Slide our piece forward, get them together. If you need to, that factory one is flexible. Squeeze it in a little bit, slide this forward. You should just have some of the duct at the edge of the heat shield. Okay, we've already installed the sensor using the supplied hardware. Do not use the factory screws. We installed the coupler and the clamps on the tube loosely. Now we're going to install the filter. And lower it down onto the throttle body and into the heat shield. Take your 5/16 nut driver, push the coupler all the way up to the end of the throttle body and the tube all the way in the coupler. Now we need to make our connections. The PCV line snaps on, you hear it click. And the two vacuum lines, same thing, snaps on to the fitting supplied. Other side here, snaps on till it clicks. Only thing left is the mass air. We've got a hole in the heat shield to hold the harness. Plug that in and lock the tab. One thing I didn't mention was removal of the engine cover. I've taken mine off permanently, but yes, you will have to remove that. Sometimes you can lift it up high enough to get to, but it does make it easier to remove. And that is your fully installed JLT intake on a 2015 GT. Don't forget to tune it.